This is the Ultrahuman Ring Air, a smart ring that tracks your health metrics such as sleep, heart rate, temperature, and more, all synced with your phone. And I'm going to take you through in a day in my life to show you what it's like using a smart ring. Okay, so I have gotten out of bed and it's currently 9:18. So the first thing to check with the Ultrahuman Ring is how well I slept last night. So going into the Ultrahuman app, you can see that I had a sleep score of 89 and I had a sleep duration of 7 hours and 30 minutes and 3 full sleep cycles. So you can jump into here and see all the different stats and contributions to my sleep last night. So we got some pretty cool information about how long I was actually sleeping, how long I was actually in bed for, my restorative sleep, along with my HR drop, which is my heart rate drop. You can see all the different contributors. You can also see all of the different sleep stages. So you can see how long you were awake for, how long you were in REM, light, and deep sleep. And we also got this pretty cool graph that shows you the different sleep cycles you're in. And because we just woke up, it's still computing the morning alertness, but we'll talk about that soon once it computes. It also gives you a few comments on your performance throughout those different days, which is also a very good indicator for seeing how well you've been sleeping. And throughout using this ring, you also get some pretty cool reports on how your body is doing through body signals. And you can see over here my movement throughout the last week compared to the week before. You can also take a look at the sleep depth, which shows how much sleep that you actually need and how much sleep you already got throughout the week, so that you can get a good indicator of how much more sleep you need or how less sleep you can give away. So that's a quick look at how the Ultrahuman Ring tracks your sleeping. Now it's time to get some breakfast and get started with the day. Taking a look at our morning alertness, it took 39 minutes before my grogginess had gone away and my alertness was back from sleeping. The app provides some insights on how to reduce the time it takes to get alert, which is helpful to implement. You can also take a look at our dynamic recovery score, which indicates your overall state of well-being using markers like resting heart rate, HRV, temperature, sleep quality, movement, and recovery. Alright, so we've gone on over to the train station. Let's take a quick look at the Ultrahuman app to see how much calories I've burned and how much I've walked so far. So let's take a look at the movement. We can see that we've done quite a bit of steps, 2,220 to start the day, which is pretty good. And yeah, that's mostly from me walking down the hill. Now it's gonna wait for the train to come and it will be in the city. Okay, so while we're on the train, let's talk about the design of the Ultrahuman Ring Air. So the Ultrahuman Ring Air is pretty unique because it's only 2.4 grams, depending on which size you get, and it's only 2.4 millimeters thick. Now, unfortunately, I have pretty small hands, so it looks pretty big on my hands, but for most people, I think that it will look pretty sleek on most people's hands. And I think it's pretty comfortable for most people to wear, especially when they have medical grade hypoallergenic epoxy resin on the inside. And on the outside, we have an outer shell that is reinforced by titanium, so it's pretty durable and pretty strong. And it looks pretty good as well. Now, it does pick up some scratches, but it can really depend on which color you pick. I went for the silver, but there hasn't been any dents or any damage, so it's pretty durable and pretty strong. Other things is that this ring is waterproof, so you can use it up to 100 meters in water, which is pretty awesome. Now, it looks like we just got another notification to check out my HRV interpretation report. So let's take a look at that. We can see that my HRV balance indicates that there's an increase in stress, but I'm still primed to perform today. So I'm going to focus more on active recovery to keep my HRV balance in zone. So that's my check-in for now, and I'll see you guys when I get to the city. Okay, so now we got a notification to stretch your legs. So far, our movement is pretty good. We've got a score of 100, movement index of 100, 3,500 steps, which is pretty good. So we've been pretty active today. 안녕하세요. 저는 루이스입니다. You were pretty close. Oh, you touched it. Wow, this is what matters.
I actually did. But
so it's currently starting to race. I'm a bit under cover now, but it's only 3:34, and I want to talk about the stress rhythm. The stress rhythm takes into consideration your heart rate along with your circadian rhythm to give you an understanding of your body's cortisol levels during the day. It's a good indicator to understand how your body handles stress throughout the day, and the higher the score, the better you're regulating your stress and in sync with your circadian rhythm. So it's starting to rain now, so I'm gonna go home now. Talk to you guys later. Okay, so currently it is 5:23, and I want to quickly talk about some of the plugins that you can get for the Ultrahuman Ring. So on the Ultrahuman app, you can also download more plugins to track more things. So for example, I have here the blue light tolerant face. So this tracks your screen time, which is integrated to your device, and gives you some notifications on whether it's time to stay off your phone. Now this is pretty useful because it kind of shows you a graph of when are the best times to use your phone and when it's not. Now you can also activate more power plugs. So another one that we have is the circadian phase alignment, which I talked about before, which kind of shows you the different phases of the day and how much exercise and light exposure you should be getting during those different phases of the day. There's also a caffeine restriction window. I don't really drink coffee, but this does kind of give you a good indicator for some of you who are drinking coffee, when is the best time to drink, when is the best time not to drink. And there are a lot more different power plugs available on the store. Most of them are free, but some of them are paid, but it really depends on what you need. And a lot more are also coming to the store, which is really cool, including jet lag, weight loss, and a lot more other stuff. So it's really cool to see that a lot of things are being updated here and are going to be available for you to use. So that's my little check-in now. I'm going to head home now. Alright, so it's 8:33. We just got the face delay window starting soon notification, which basically means it's a good time to start winding down in order to get some good sleep. So it's pretty much the end of the day now, so it's time to conclude what I think about the Ultrahuman Ring and take a look at the battery performance to see what the kind of battery you can expect from this ring. So I charged it to 100% last night, and currently the battery percentage is at 76%. Now Ultrahuman says that this ring can last up to 6 days, but I do recommend keeping the ring charged between 30 to 80%. So for me personally, I've been charging it around every 3 days, which has been perfectly fine. And it's actually really quick to charge this ring. I just chuck on the charger for about half an hour, and it's enough to keep going for another 3 days. So overall, this ring is pretty good. And for its price, it's actually a really nice option since there's no subscription required like the Aura ring. And honestly, this is perfect for most people because if you're looking at maybe the Samsung ring, that doesn't work with iPhone, but this works with both Android and iOS, and it doesn't have a subscription like the Aura ring. So I think this is a pretty good middle ground. So that wraps up my day in the life with the Ultrahuman Ring Air. It's small, thin, light, and fits with pretty much any of my outfits. I'm pretty happy to use it. So there you go. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.